And hello and welcome to another episode of Trends, where we promise to give you the latest entertainment news. Of course, we kicked off our show with a sultry performance by SABC, who has been nominated at the Summers. And later on in the show, we'll also be joined by rapper and composer Shane Eagle, also a Summer nominee, 4 nominations. And millions across the globe, of course, will be watching the royal wedding of American actress Meghan Markle, who has been dubbed now the Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry will be giving you an update on the wedding throughout the show. So do stay tuned and don't forget to interact with us on Twitter. Our handle is @Trendz on SABC. Indeed, it is a big day for Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and it has finally arrived. And we'll be giving you those live visuals. We've also spotted tennis star Serena Williams, as well as husband and Oprah Winfrey. We will, of course, be interacting with South African designer JJ Schoeman, who will be telling us all about his speculations of the dress. But firstly, let's what's happening in London with Cross Life. Very good morning to you, JJ. You're looking dapper yourself. You look like you should be at the wedding this morning.
That's what I expected you to wear, something fabulous.
Unfortunately not, but let's have a look. These are the live visuals. We're going to actually talk to these pictures that are coming in on at SABC. These are the live visuals from the royal wedding. We've had a bit of a glimpse of some of the fashion likes of Serena Williams. We've also seen Oprah Winfrey. Take us through your view on the fashion that you've seen so far this morning.
Well, you know, I spotted the newest color, which I brought it today for you to show. Mustard, which I think is a clever idea, and afterward the wedding they will have a breakfast. Imagine you mess some egg on your dress. At least you'll be still okay. Of course, I've seen the fascinators making their comeback. I'm excited about the adventurousness of the, you know, the typical UK kind of dresser.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a royal affair, so it's a little bit conservative. But people have been adventurous, so that's very exciting.
Yeah. And in terms of, you know, having a look at this royal wedding and comparing it to the Duchess of Cambridge, which was also likened to Princess Diana's wedding, are we seeing some sort of a theme, or are we seeing something completely different? We already know that the marriage between Meghan and Prince Harry was definitely something left stream, specifically for the royal palace.
100%. You have got actually the marriage of two continents, which is West and Far West. So that already it's really, really interesting. And
let's talk about some of the fascinators that we're seeing and how important it is having a view. We see some of the guests just from behind. How important it is actually wearing a fascinator and how to make a statement without overdoing it.
You said it. It's all about the statement. So obviously each person is going to do an individual kind of approach. I'm seeing a lot of color, which is really, really exciting. You cannot attend a UK fashion event without a fascinator. It's a little bit like our July in Johannesburg or Durban or
and let's talk about the venue. Of course, it's at Buckingham Palace. We've also seen some members within Winchester Castle being able to be in attendance this morning. Just take us through the importance of that as well.
In the backdrop, it's mind-blowingly beautiful. I mean, anything can look just fantastic with that kind of setting. Look at this castle. It's like
stunning,
ridiculously beautiful. So everybody in their royal best, so to speak. I'm excited about Meghan's dress because it's been it's the hot topic. Like, who's done it? What will it look like? And naturally, with the conservative nature of a royal wedding, that's where you'd have to start. You must also remember that your future mother-in-law is the Royal Queen Highness. So you have to take little tips from there, and you've got to follow in the footsteps of Diana, who set the trend, whose fashions today even still are current. And then you've got Catherine, who became the new fashion goddess. So I can only wish Meghan Markle a fantastic fashion future, setting new trends. You know, we saw the Queen and all the royals at UK Fashion Week. You know, they were front row there, looking at all the latest and the newest designers, showing newest fashion. So I think that we are actually found very exciting times ahead of us now.
Speaking of exciting, I think everybody's, you know, definitely looking forward to how this royal wedding will be different from the next. We do know that Prince Harry certainly has a mind of his own, specifically with regards to, you know, some of the issues that have been around this wedding, and also bringing into the issue that Meghan Markle is mixed race. It's something completely new for the very first time, somewhat creating a historic moment at Buckingham Palace this morning. If you are watching, we are giving you these live visuals that are coming in from Buckingham Palace, and the thousands have made their way just outside the lawns there to be able to possibly get some sort of a glimpse or just experience this remarkable day. And with me in studio, I am still joined by JJ Skuman. And JJ, initially we'd also asked you your expectations of what Meghan would be wearing, and you put together something for us, more or less of what you think that she should wear.
I did do a few sketches. I brought it with. It's in the bag. And what I'm imagining Meghan is going to be wearing is the simplest, groundbreaking dress. In other words, I don't think we are going to look at a massive volume dress that's really big coming out from the waist. I think it's going to be much more on the sleek lines.
So take us through. This is your
slimming.
design. This is what you would have wanted her to wear.
I only brought this dress because I thought this is the newest color, and I think if you watch the footage, you're going to see this new mustard color
To be
up
honest,
everywhere.
I actually just saw Amal Clooney next to George, and she is wearing this exact color with the mustard fascinator. So you got it spot on, JJ.
I'm excited. Yeah, it's definitely a wonderful new color, and it's lovely to see it already out there.
Yeah, and she's very regal. She's very regal. She has stunning cheekbones, beautiful skin color. So I definitely think the dress that you've put forward is definitely something that would also suit her.
Thank you.
And you look like you're ready to go to
Well, I thought I'll be
wedding
the
yourself.
date to the doll. Nobody's yet to wear it, but maybe you should be trying it on.
In terms of silhouette and, you know, speaking of royal weddings, how important is it to be able to make a fashion statement, but at the same time still be very much conservative?
Well, you must understand that attending a wedding like that is more about showing respect to Her Royal Highness the Queen. So one has got to be careful to not overdo or be fabulous for the wrong reasons and all over the news. You rather want to stay on the safe side, conservative, covered with a lot of class and style, elegance, sophistication, everything that you've ever heard or read in a fashion magazine. This is what's got to happen.
Indeed. I just want to take this opportunity to welcome our SABC3 viewers who are joining us now as we give you those live visuals coming through from London, of course, the Windsor Castle, and indeed the day has finally come just after 18 months of romance. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry will, of course, be tying the knot. We'll continue with more after the break.
SABC is the official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
Shervin Brixby's SABC News, New York.
Paul Barber, SABC News, London.
Debu Mokobo, SABC Ufa go tswa mono Russia.
Neha Punia, SABC News, Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh in India.
Other than that, I've enjoyed every single moment of it.
Takwana Ngatani, SABC News, Soweto, Johannesburg.
Robots, automation and artificial intelligence are becoming an increasingly important part of our lives.
We love the term disruptive technologies.
Parents and caregivers are taking part in Facebook.
On Network, we give you Africa's technology and social media news.
My favorite piece of technology is the microwave.
The reason why I can't live without my cell phone is because I do everything on my cell phone.
For all your technology news, catch Network with Spumelele Zondi on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m.
Hello and welcome. You're still watching Trends. I'm still with a renowned South African designer, JJ Scuba, joining us in studio as we have a look at some of the build-up to the much-anticipated royal wedding. Of course, it has officially gotten underway. The guests that we spotted arriving, tennis star Serena Williams, Oprah Winfrey in attendance, as well as just seeing some small glimpses there of Amal Clooney as well as George Clooney. If you have just tuned in, these are the live visuals coming in from Windsor Castle. Also this morning, breaking news coming in that Meghan Markle as well as Prince Harry have been dubbed Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Of course, we do know that his brother was Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, and those are just some of the live visuals that we were actually giving you from Buckingham Palace. And we've been giving you some of the preludes with regards to, some of the fashion as well as the fascinators. And JJ also early on just shared with us what he would have expected Meghan Markle to wear, something very regal. It's not white though, it's yellow. So take us through your colour choice also.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I don't think she's going to wear yellow. She would be absolutely causing a lot of trouble. Probably a soft shade of white. Maybe like a pearl kind of idea. But what I have in my head is sleek and long, the ballet kind of a neckline, just round like this, a long sleeve, lots of hand embroidery, loads and loads of hand kind of beading her crystals, and I do expect the garment to have a very, very long kind of a trailing behind her, either a piece coming down from the shoulders or finding its way out of the skirt. The only volume I can really imagine would be in the flow of the dress at the bottom by the knees down, like a fishtail kind of an idea. But who knows?
So we're still going to be continuing giving you some of those details, and we'll continue to give you those live visuals coming in from Buckingham Palace as we take you through some of the preludes. Well, we continue now with the business of the day. Designer David Tlale is no stranger to the catwalk, having worked with local and international models over the past years, launching his different collections. It's no wonder that fashion eaters wait in anticipation for his latest collection. Well, once he does not disappoint, his 2018 Spring-Summer collection comes with a twist, catering for more mature markets. And the cherry on top is his model that he is showcasing with the collections. Our cameras were at his studio just to get a little bit of a glimpse of his new collection.
Tlale is known for using skinny, tall and dark models to showcase his collection. But this time around, he featured a more mature model to showcase his 2018 Spring-Summer collection. It comes as no surprise that he chose his best friend and mother, Miguel Joyce Tlale.
Our current Spring-Summer collection is called More is More. And we went all out in terms of color. Like, as you can see, cerise pink. We developed our own print in-house. And then just like taking it to the next level by using or working with my mom as my model or as the muse for this particular collection.
But what inspired the collection?
Basically, this dress here, we call it a cubic sleeve classic dress, whereby we developed the print. The print is inspired by the Ndebele culture, a bit of African, but still with a global, I would say, take and interpretation. And I think this dress here is accommodating for any kind of woman, young, old, matured. It works, and it's like dress up and go, look good. You can wear it with stilettos, you can wear it with sandals, and you can wear it to a traditional wedding. You can also wear it to, some people actually can wear this to office.
The range is versatile and accommodates all types of occasions.
So basically this is like, because my mom is a church girl, so Sunday best, always, I mean that's how I grew up, Sunday best. That when you go to church, when you go to serve God, you gotta look good. So this is kind of like that kind of look, whereby you can also dismantle it, have just a blouse and the jacket. But I'm gonna take off the jacket now so you can see the skirt and the beautiful blouse underneath. And to say, you know, for the fact that you're matured, you don't have to look old and grumpy and not stylish. So we're saying step out in style, look good, go to office, look great, meet up with your friends for tea or whatever, still look absolutely fantastic and stylish. And I mean the color is like quite vibrant and very bold to say I'm a chic girl, basically. And she calls herself Miguel. Right, so just like a beautiful power blouse, like bam slam, you can wear it with like anything else. And just like keep it simple and keep it moving.
There could not have been a better way to celebrating mothers than with this colorful, vibrant collection.
Message for Mother's Day, and also to my mom and to all the mothers out there to say, I want to say thank you for giving birth to us as your children. And I think you've done a great job to us and also to the nation. And also be proud, be bold, because now today we are men and there's also women because of mothers. And just stay fabulous and stay slaying.
As we continue with the countdown to the summers, we promised to bring you different nominees on the show. Well, last Saturday we had musician Sanal, who is nominated in 2 categories. I'm now joined by Sibokazi, who performed for us earlier on in the show. She has been nominated for both African Adult and Female of the Year categories. A very warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Take us through, of course, your reaction in being nominated once again in the Summers, the 24th edition.
It's exciting, it's humbling. I've been working on the album for 7 years, and my fans, since I've been working on the album, they have been talking to me. We've been conversing a lot on social media. So on this album, whatever I have written is including them. We are going through a lot as a country and the world at large. There's a lot going on, but this album is full of encouragement, giving hope that we must keep being resilient. We must continue to be resilient. Whatever happens in our lives, we must know that hope will keep us going.
Now, see, because in your music, you've always, somewhat been drawn to inspirational music or music that has a message behind it. How is this album different from some of the previous ones that you've done?
In terms of the content, it's not really that different, but it's more word-based. But I keep on encouraging people. I am that kind of a person who likes giving hope, and this album is self-produced, is self-titled.
Hey now.
But with the help of the co-producer, Victor Kantlape. And yeah, it's a beautiful album, and I tried to minimize more instruments because in most cases we tend to forget that our voices are instruments. So I wanted to showcase the voices more on this one.
Now, you sing in isiXhosa. Just also take us through, how your music has been accepted around the African continent, and having a look at how the South African music industry has grown. And with that being said, essentially music then becomes an international language, regardless of whether you're, singing in English or not.
Yeah, I was about to say that music is very universal, and by listening to the sound of it, you get a lot of things from music. You get healed emotionally in many ways. You just get uplifted by music. Music does a lot of things to us. So I'm not afraid to write in isiXhosa because that's where I'm more comfortable, and it's what I grew up speaking. It's the language that I know best, and I believe that as we connect, as it is a universal language, I connect better when I do what I know best.
Take us through your reaction in being nominated once again after taking somewhat a sort of a break. It is kind of hard as an artist if you do take a break and then, slowly reintroduce yourself back into, the music industry somewhat. But your fans seem to be quite receptive and responsive and happy that you're back again.
Yeah, I would like to thank them for their patience, and I keep on saying that I don't think I have my space in the music industry that I can say, okay, I'm back now. I can't say that, but I believe that God, who gave me the talent, who gave me the gift, he always knows where he's gonna put me, because the message that I carry, it comes from him, and he wants to do something unique with me because I am unique. I believe I'm different.
Yeah, and of course the other category, very, very big, Female of the Year. What is your reaction to being in that category?
I believe that the people that I'm nominated alongside with are very, very much hardworking, and as females, we try by all means to work hard, much harder, yeah, than the male artists in the industry. But I believe anyone who takes it it was her time, yeah, to take it.
2018, short and sweet. What are we expecting from Sipokazi?
More collaborations, more music from me, more shows. Yeah, people can look out for me on my social networks, on the Instagram, Sipokazi Sings, Twitter at Sipokazi Sings, and Facebook, Sipokazi Sings.
Of course, we will wrap it up there. Thank you very much for joining us, Sipokazi, in studio with us. Well, moving on, the Johannesburg Theatre, in collaboration with the National School of Arts, have once again pulled off all the stops to bring theatre and dance lovers a spectrum showcasing the diversity of African cultures through a dance medium. Just before we give you a bit of a snippet into that, if you have just tuned in the corner, we are showing you the live visuals that are coming in from Windsor Castle of that much awaited and anticipated royal wedding between American actress Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Well, continuing, as lover of things, Trendz indeed was at the Johannesburg Theatre to watch the dance spectrum featuring Clara's Journey, a dance piece that was inspired by the Nutcracker and Ruby Sweets. Let's have a look.
Set in a classroom, this neoclassical piece infuses ballet and opera. Choreographed by Hayde Baker, this magical dance extravaganza gave the pupils of the National School of Arts an opportunity to showcase their talent. Clara's Journey follows Clara on her imaginative journey to exotic lands. Her first stop is China, where she encounters a Chinese dragon. This piece is choreographed to blend in with exotic dance moves, the Indian moves, and some Russian conventional moves.
It's all about showing the youth to their best ability and to the talents, and showing what they can do, what they're capable of, that they can do Pantula and ballet and Chinese and Indian and Spanish. So it's about broadening the horizons and merging integration and collaboration.
This dance extravaganza is also a celebration of moving into Dance Mopatong and the Johannesburg Youth Ballet's 40th year. The hard work and achievements of 2017 and 2018 National School of Arts students was also celebrated.
I had a wonderful experience in terms of taking the Nutcracker Act 2 and putting it into a sort of modern day context and bringing it back into Africa. Ruby Sweet was a piece that we did for Joburg Youth Ballet last year, which worked fantastically, which is contemporary and Latin and hip hop and a whole lot of stuff that's put together and fused, and using all the dancers and choreographers from all three organizations. There's over 52 kids on stage. We celebrated their 40th anniversary last year. This year, my real job is actually moving into dance, artistic director, and it's our 40th anniversary this year. So it's been quite an incredible opportunity for we have at Moving Into Dance, we have a professional company and a 3-year training program which is fully accredited. So it's tertiary education, and it's something that the kids from the Youth Ballet and from the National School of the Arts can aspire to in terms of becoming a student outside of grade 12.
The South African version of dance moves comes alive in the second part of the spectrum, called Ruby Sweet, a dance routine that incorporates Pantula, hip-hop, amongst other things. With these kind of moves, you are sure to be taken on a journey of these magical stories told through dance.
We're still continuing giving you some of those highlights coming in from Windsor Castle. In London, we cross over to our correspondent, Catherine Drew, who is taking us through this morning's proceedings. Very good morning to you, Catherine, if you can hear us. We're crossing to you live just to hear some of the details as we have a look at that build-up to this morning's wedding.
Well, yes, we do know that Meghan is in the car with her mother, Doria Ragland, and she's en route to Windsor, the St George's Chapel, which is behind me here at Windsor Castle. A lot of speculation, of course, of what is she wearing. She's wearing a veil, we do know that. Her hair appears to be up. We've just had a few snatched pictures, and there's talk of a boat neck dress. So obviously many people wanting to know what she's wearing. But the build-up here, of course, started all morning in the early hours. Of course, all week, perhaps, for many of the people in the town, with road closures, with dress rehearsals. But we are just very, very shortly going to be seeing this ceremony. The royals are gathering. And also, we've seen the celebrity guest list. Elton John, David and Victoria Beckham, Idris Elba, the actor, Serena Williams, the tennis player. Oprah Winfrey has made a surprise appearance. So many big names from the world of entertainment, from sport, from politics, brought together, of course, by this wedding.
Indeed, Catherine, just take us through, some of the support and having a look at the scores and scores of people that are on the lawns in Windsor Castle, and essentially, what big of a day it is specifically for Londoners.
Yes, it is a big day for many people, and around about 100,000 people have come to the town. Meghan and Harry always said that they wanted this to be a very inclusive day. So we are expecting hundreds of thousands here. Some hundreds have actually been camped out in what has actually been quite a cold week, just to ensure the best parts. We've got street parties happening up and down the UK. So obviously celebrations not just here in Windsor, but across the country. And in the grounds of the castle, around 1,200 people have been asked. They're connected with charities or people who've been recognised for their work in communities, local primary school children. They've been invited into the grounds of the castle. They're going to be enjoying a sausage roll and a cup of tea, and of course have a great view of all the guests going in. So Meghan and Harry really trying to involve the public in this day, which of course is not a state occasion, but it is a royal wedding, so a very, very important day.
Catherine, just before we wrap things up this side, we saw the likes of Serena Williams and husband, as well as Oprah Winfrey. Also, a short glimpse of George and Amal Clooney. Just take us through the prestigious attendees this morning.
The prestigious attendees, yes, and Prince Seeiso from Lesotho. He's here, of course. He's been working with Prince Harry with the Sentebale charity. Prince Harry has been interested, of course, in Lesotho, Botswana, Southern Africa, and has done a lot of charity work. But as you mentioned, Oprah Winfrey, who is a surprise. We're not quite sure of her connection with the couple, although we understand that Doria Ragland, Meghan Markle's mother, may have been holding talks with Oprah Winfrey and perhaps may have done an interview. Elton John, of course, was very close friends with Princess Diana, the late Princess Diana, Prince Harry's mother, and so he's perhaps not a surprise. But the list goes on from the worlds of showbiz, from sport. We've got some rugby players, some cricket captains, some people, some sportsmen, and which really reflect lots of the couple's different interests. George and Amal Clooney, which was a very glamorous couple. Of course, she's a human rights lawyer, accompanied by her Hollywood actor husband. So, as you say, a lot of glitz and glamour here in Windsor.
Indeed, in terms of the designer, there's been a lot of speculation as to who would be designing Meghan's dress, if it would somewhat resemble that of Kate or Diana's dress. Any details around that?
No, a lot of the money had been on an American couple who are based in, an Australian couple, forgive me, who are based in London, Ralph and Russo. And there had been a lot of speculation, so much so, in fact, that some of the betting houses stopped betting on who would be the designer because there'd been a flurry of activity. But people have really said that it could be anyone. Ralph and Russo did design the engagement dress, the gown, the rather beautiful gown that Meghan is wearing in some of the engagement photos. So, and she's known to favour them. But there's other some other designers have been in the mix. But really, that's the big question. I think we should know soon, though, because while we've had just a glimpse of her dress, of course, she will be arriving very shortly, and many people in the fashion world saying that whatever she's wearing is sure to affect the styles of many brides-to-be in the coming weeks and months. So obviously, the Meghan effect is something that they're counting on, and whichever designer, and we should learn who that will be very soon, well, obviously, this will be a good day for them as well.
Right, so we're actually just getting those live visuals, of course. The groom and his best man, Prince Harry, as well as Prince William, seem to be making their way into the castle. We're not exactly sure. Oh, there they go. They're actually going inside. They're doing a greeting at the reception there. These are just the live visuals that are coming in from Windsor Castle. We've also just heard from our correspondent coming to us live from London, Catherine Drew, that Meghan Markle as well as her mother have already been on their way. They are in fact in the car driving to the reception, and these are just the live visuals if you have just tuned in, and they are entering the reception there.
SABC is the official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
Our stories.
How do I begin?
Our lives. When all seems to fail, we will raise our voices a bit louder for our justice.
I went into absolute shock. My whole body was shaky. I couldn't hold a phone, but there he was. I couldn't believe the nonchalant that they were still in the area 2 weeks later.
And in times when the justice system is not able to help us with our individual battles,
I'm willing to do anything. What are you doing? Nothing. Feeling sorry for yourself? No, it's not an option.
These are our stories on Cutting Edge Channel 404.
Hello, you're watching Trendz. Well, we continue with our countdown to the summers, and this time I'm joined by hip-hop artist Shane Eagle, who has been nominated in 4 categories. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Only a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Just, take us through your 4 nominations, Summer 24. What was your initial reaction? And might I add that you're up against huge heavyweights. Music video of the year up against Nasty C's Don't Do It, as well as Best Rap Album.
Yeah, it's crazy actually. I mean, I only found out about 2 nominations, and then like a week later I found out about the other 2, and then it's just haywire.
Yeah, Best Newcomer also.
Yeah.
Best Newcomer onto, the South African scene, which I think is long overdue.
Yeah.
Already in, some of your other music material that you released, like Cutting Corners back in 2016. Take us through your musical journey.
I feel like the journey happened with me as a person first. It wasn't like a musical journey separate. The growth and like the change happened with me as a person, and then the growth happened in my music. A lot of people are different from their music. I am my music, so the growth happened with me as a human first before it did with my music. And so the evolution just happened from there, and since then it's been crazy, being able to drop my debut and just see how things have panned out since.
Yeah, take us through where you draw your inspiration from, and having a look at some of your music videos, you can clearly see that there's a lot that's put into it. From what you're wearing to where you're looking to, your movements. Take us through that when you're creating art.
Yeah, I feel like inspiration is not that hard to find. Inspiration is everywhere, so everything inspires me. So putting that into the music is just one part of it, but being alive every day and being able to give thanks to everything I'm around and all the people I'm around is more important to me than anything first, so inspiration is everywhere, so everything is
Shane, you're such an incredible lyricist. You always incorporate, some of your life experiences throughout all your music. You can also hear your references that you make to your family and what you've seen and the different side of things. Take us through your perception in the music industry and wanting to be a pioneer and not necessarily just producing music for the sake of it.
100%. I feel like with that, with the industry, or I feel like with life, but mainly with the music industry, people always said there was a blueprint of how you had to do things. You had to come in and look a certain way, or you had to sound a certain way, or make a certain type of music. But, we created our own blueprint and just kind of stuck to ourselves and did what we did, and it shifted and created a whole dynamic. I feel like a lot of people are too afraid to be themselves today because of, Western influence or everything, really. People aren't themselves anymore. So I'm just trying to encourage people to dig deeper and be like, it's okay to be yourself everywhere.
That being said, you've been likened to so many greats, J. Cole, the Nas, and one of the headlines that stuck out with me in an interview was where people said, he's the J. Cole of South Africa, and your response was like, nah, I'm the Shane Eagle of the world.
Yeah, definitely. I understand comparisons because of, I guess it filters down when I was thinking about it to truth. I feel like when it comes down to truth and anybody who's about the truth, comparisons will happen. And I take it as a compliment too, so it's cool. I respect everybody who's there. And it's like when you're the new person who's doing things, people need a reference to compare you to someone until you're the person that everybody compares them to.
Definitely. Well, everything that you do just flows. And that being said, that is exactly what Shane is going to be performing for us. Let It Flow from his album Yellow. Let's have a look.
Let's do it. Dear fans, I said, whoever's listening. Do you feel me? Yeah. They say that I was made in his image, but this an artwork that hasn't been finished. I need to learn, I need to grow, I need some paint for my soul. I'm feeling low, they can't see me, hope you feel me, bro. They can't see me, hope you feel me, bro. Yo, yo, yo. Hey,
You're fascinated by the niggas in cars. I heard my dealer selling freedom in jars. Cause even when you're rich, things come with a charge. So when me and the fam was broke, we was living at large. Ay, they drop a punchline and think they punch everybody. But sometimes it's not the hands that touch everybody. It's the words from the soul. The smile for my grandma in the morning make me whole. The tears in the eyes when they meet me at the shows. And the dreams and the visions of me ever meeting cold. So light one, if you feelin' me, cause the Mary Jane helps move my melody. And if you hating me, forget your energy, cause if you're cooking something up, I got the recipe. I said light one, if you feelin' me, cause the Mary Jane helps move my melody. And if you hating me, forget your energy, cause if you're cooking something up, I got the recipe. I said light it, hey, light it. I'm hiding in the music, come and find me. Hey, light it, just light it. Said I'm hiding in the music, come and find me. Hey, they blindsided cause they just look for the fame. I have what they have, it just lives in my veins and travels through my lungs, that's how you hearing my pain. But I don't let it get to my head cause that's what's keeping me sane. They spend so much money on Remy Martin, but I don't really sip cause my dad was an alcoholic. That's the difference when substance is man-made and this here image, the substance that God gave. Gave me the world, told me son be brave, cause even when I'm not wearing chains, I still feel enslaved to the mentality of the world's informalities. The bristles for my words paint the drive that's gonna carry me.
Well, indeed, welcome you watching Trends. We're still dipping in and out of that royal wedding. It has been a very long morning since 9:30 South African time, and finally it seems as though proceedings are getting underway. We saw Prince Harry as well as Prince William making their way into the cathedral. We do know it's the same place where Kate Middleton and Prince William married 7 years ago, in fact, to this date, 7 years ago from 2018. And there you have it. Those are just those live visuals. We do know that Meghan Markle is on the way with her mother. Today, her father will not be in attendance due to some of the health issues around that. We also heard yesterday that she had, in fact, asked Prince Charles to be walking her down the aisle, and he was very touched, quoting Prince Charles. So we have been giving you these live visuals coming in from Windsor Castle with regards to that royal wedding, a first of its kind, and many also describing it as a historic moment in pop culture as well as modernity that has been brought to Buckingham Palace and the royal family. Well, continuing in support of celebrating local filmmakers, the Josie Film Festival introduced the Don't Stop Wondering Award. This award calls for filmmakers across Africa to send their 2 to 5 minute films that showcase and celebrate unique African stories and capture the ethos of sparking curiosity. Well, entries close on the 28th of May, so best you get those entries in very fast if you haven't. A board member of the festival, SABC, now joins us for more. Very good evening to you. Oh, not even evening, afternoon. It's been a very long morning. You well today?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Just take us through, the importance of the film in South Africa, in Africa.
Well, my name is Kunle Ayo. And I'm here because I'm an artist. I'm a musician.
All right. Apologies for that, Kulu. Just take us through, your journey. You've collaborated with the South African artist R.J. Benjamin. You've also been likened to being one of the biggest guitarists on the African continent.
Yes. Well, I've been privileged to be known as one of the foremost African guitarists because of what I do passionately so. And, recently I decided to embark on a project that speaks to young instrumentalists, because I see that so many programs, as it were, speak to vocalists, speak to people who sing. But I thought, let's start looking at paying our attention towards people who play instruments and see how can we project them to the next level.
Yeah.
And we're doing this project called Beam the Light, and we're having this inaugural festival up on the 25th actually of May at the Lyric Theatre, and we're celebrating Great Africa because we know that it's Africa Day on the 25th of May.
It's Africa Month.
It's Africa Month, so we're celebrating all of that. And I have friends like Abu Ringo Madlingozi, Lagos Sekobela, Klengiwe Mklaba, and Oliver Mtukutsi, and a host of other young artists celebrating the day with me and also helping me on the journey of discovering great African talent, starting here in South Africa and taking it from Gauteng to other provinces and discovering these great talents and putting a mentorship program around them so that they can then showcase themselves and be also acknowledged as one of the best in Africa.
Could you, there's been a lot of build-up to this. Just take us through the importance of having such an event like this, specifically with the notion of social media and everybody and the internet, I suppose, and technology. And, people creating music just based on technology, not with the root and the essence of feeling a guitar, playing a piano.
Well, I pay a lot of respect and kudos to DJs and people that do electronic music. However, I feel that it is very important for us to start going back to playing actual instrument, and that is what we want to come into the space where we're able to help these young instrumentalists become entrepreneurs, become better at what they play. And of course, the emergence of internet has played a role in making sure that your market is not through a recording company. You have them directly. You can go to the people directly because they can see you on WhatsApp. They can get you on iTunes, download your music directly. And so we're putting all of this in place and making sure that the young instrumentalists are able then to get direct relationship with their market and also build them up in terms of their skills.
Thank you very much for that. So, Kunya, just taking us through Beam the Light. It is going to be held at the Lyric Theatre, taking it back to basics and back to instruments. We'll take a short break here on Trendz.
SABC is the official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
Shervin Bricebys, SABC News, New York.
Paul Barber, SABC News, London.
Debu Mokobo, SABC Ufa Kochamono, Russia.
Neha Punya, SABC News, Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh in India.
Other than that, I've enjoyed every single moment of it.
SABC News, Soweto, Johannesburg.
32 nations, 44 matches live on SABC 1 and 19 SABC radio stations. SABC is the official broadcaster of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia.
Welcome back to Trendz. Also on the screen, we'll just show you the Queen has actually arrived at Windsor Castle, just a couple of moments away as that royal wedding is set to get underway. Moments ago, we saw Prince Harry as well as Prince William making their way, and of course the guests, prestigious guests and attendees also standing to begin this proceeding this morning. Well, in support of celebrating local filmmakers, the Jozi Film Festival introduced the Don't Stop Wandering Award. This award calls for filmmakers across Africa to send 2 to 5 minute films to showcase their unique celebration of African stories, as well as to capture the ethos of the sparking curiosity. Of course, entries close on the 28th of May. We're now joined in studio by a board member of the festival, Sabine Tetra. Very good morning to you. Thank you very much. Afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a long day. We've been crossing in and out of studio, having a look at that royal wedding. Speaking of which, let's talk about this month. It's Africa Month. Yes. And take us through the importance of, the Jozi Film Festival and encouraging young African filmmakers to show South African culture, to show African culture.
So Jozi Film Festival is the oldest multi-genre festival that exists in Johannesburg, and the reason why it's so significant is that it just gives the platform for young South Africans to show their work. And this award specifically that is hosted by Discovery Channel has allowed us to invite young, immature filmmakers to then be the ones who exhibit their work and bring in some new, fresh work and feeling and, you know, filmmakers.
A part of the content that's being brought forward through this initiative, what sort of benefits for, you know, someone who takes the award home? What can they see with regards to their career, growth or support?
Well, firstly, the prize this year is the wonderful, in collaboration with Canon, is a wonderful Canon XF camera. In addition, we've got some singer accessories that come with the great prize. But we further then take on the winner and expose them to the greater place of the industry, inviting other industry workers to come and work with them. Yes.
Definitely. Thank you very much for your time this morning or this evening, this afternoon. I don't know what day it is, or what time of the day it is, as we've been crossing back and forth. Very, very excited here in studio as we've continued to show you that royal wedding which is taking place. Well, that is a wrap-up of Trendz today. We leave you with a performance of Kunle Ayo, and straight after that, we'll give you those live visuals coming in from Windsor Castle of the official royal wedding of 2018.